Hello, everybody. My name's Chris Gonzalez. Let me introduce you to Priscilla, Luke, and Daniel. And we're here to talk about the industry-based learning program. I'm very disappointed with all of you. We didn't get a great big welcome like that computer game got. Shall we do some break dancing? So can we get a nice welcome? Thank you. That's much better. That's much better. What I'd like to do with starting our presentation, which is really probably a few years away from you. Who's 15 years old? I wish I could be 15. How nice. 16? 17? 40? 100? Well, there's a few of you 100. That's good. Okay, so most of you are thinking about what you want to do for the rest of your lives. Who wants to work in IT? Yes, you love IT, but who wants to work in IT? We all love to play games. So we're here to tell you about the degrees that Monash offers, and more importantly about our industry-based learning program, so that you actually do have a fantastic career in IT. And one of the people is one of our past students called Joe Foreman, who works for Fuzzy TV. So I'm just going to show you a quick clip about his work in IT, and also Jessica Scott, who works in one of the big consulting firms, to show you a little bit, just a few seconds really, about the types of careers that you can look forward to in IT.
Hey, I'm Joe, and IT at Monash got me here. I work as the senior animator and editor at Fuzzy TV. I've worked on many television shows for 1HD, Foxtel and Fuel TV. Worked on shows such as the Audi Sailing Sports Series, Fight Kickboxing Challenge and TVCs for Holden, Home Buyers, Metro Solar. Highlights of the job, definitely number one, starting work at 10 a.m. I graduated from Monash in 2006 from the Multimedia Information Systems course during the game development stream. The studio subjects were by far the best. They gave you enough time to develop something with a bit of substance and potentially have something that's financially viable at the end of it. A Monash degree in multimedia is the reason I am where I am today.
So this is pretty much in exactly the sort of area that you guys are all interested in, is the games area, and Joe's doing a fantastic job. And if you like to sleep in, he starts work at 10 a.m. I was thinking of applying for that job. I like that a lot. Now Jess has got a very different type of job, working in a far more business-oriented environment. But here's a little bit about what she does.
Hi, I'm Jess, and IT at Monash got me here. I work for Deloitte as a security consultant for a Big Four bank. My day-to-day work involves coordinating a team of hackers to ensure security within the bank. I graduated in 2010 from Monash University with a Bachelor of Business Information Systems. It is really cool to be a paid hacker. The bit I love the most is when people ask me what I do, and I say to them, I hack banks. A Monash degree in Business Information Systems is the reason that I'm here today.
Okay, and I want to tell you a little bit about our IBL program, so we're just going to go to that now. In a second. What we looked at there with those two videos were two quite vastly different aspects of IT, from someone working in the games area, in the TV area, to someone working in the business area. And all of our students have the opportunity throughout our IT degrees to do industry-based learning. Now, one of the issues with IT is that it's really practical, and we want to make sure that our students are well equipped to actually have a great career once they go out. Oh. So the first thing that you need to be aware of is that industry-based learning is offered across all our degrees. It's not something that's only available in one of the degrees. That sometimes happens in other places, but it is something that is offered across all our degrees. The best part about our industry-based learning is money. Who wants money? Yes, we definitely want money. The good news for you, though I can't promise that it will be available when you guys apply for your Monash IT course, but at the moment we're encouraging students to do IT. By the time you get in, hopefully there'll be hundreds and hundreds of students wanting to do IT because there are heaps and heaps and heaps of jobs out there. But to encourage students to do IT, if you get into one of our IT courses and you have an ATAR over 80, and you've applied for an entry scholarship and we think you are great and our industry partners want you, you get $4,000 just for coming. You know, being a great student. What sort of things do you think you need to be a great student that industry partners want? Do you think you can afford to sleep all day and do nothing? No, only your mum will, actually not even your mum will love you then. Okay. You need to usually do some work outside. It doesn't matter whether it's working at McDonald's. It's not eating in McDonald's, working in McDonald's, working in Safeway, working in Coles. They like to see that you actually have worked a bit. You have to have a reasonable academic record, so you have to have an ATAR over 80. And if you have those sort of basic things, you can talk to people, you work in groups, you're good at presenting yourself, so when you come to an interview, you don't come barefoot and then you go, oh, g'day, you know. You actually present reasonably, then there's a very, very good chance that you will be chosen and get that scholarship. So that's one thing, just to get into the program. But beyond that, we also have placement scholarships. So once you're in your Monash IT degree and you're interested in doing an IBL placement, you apply. Again, our partners choose you. You have to have a credit average in your Monash degree, so you can't be a student who fails everything and get an IBL placement. But you don't have to be brilliant. You don't have to just have high distinctions or A pluses all the way. So if you're a good, solid student and you apply and our partners choose you, and they normally choose, you know, it's not an elite program. We have 100 students on IBL placement this year. You go out and get to work in one of our 30 partner organizations, and they're places like IBM, PricewaterhouseCoopers, Deloitte, the big banks. So they're really great Victorian IT organizations, specialist software development houses. You work with them for 6 months, or 22 weeks to be exact. You get paid $15,000 tax-free, and it counts towards 3 units in your degree. So you're getting paid to do your IT degree. And one thing our IBL students will tell you, now Zilla, I'm going to get Zilla to talk now. Zilla's just finished a couple of IBL placements in the Bachelor of Business Information Systems and the Bachelor of Information Technology and Systems. You can do up to 2 placements, so you can actually get $30,000. It can count towards 6 units in your degree, so that's nearly a year of your degree. And one thing we found is 100% of the students who do an IBL placement, if they're seeking employment, some of them decide to go overseas or do a PhD, but 100% of those seeking employment get jobs in their 3rd year before they've even finished their degree. And the best person to explain what that's about is Zilla.
All right, thanks, Chris, for that. So I know you guys are all waiting to get to lunch, but hopefully this will help you make some decisions for your future, because I know once you finish VC, there's a big commitment coming up choosing your uni course. So I had the privilege of doing the full IBL program, so working at 2 different companies. So I was at Deloitte for my first placement and Origin Energy for my second placement. And there's practically, I think, 3 things that came out as really big positives for being in the IBL program. And just before I start, I swear I'm not getting paid by Chris by saying any of this. So the first thing, of course, she said is the money. So the money's real, right? You get $4K for your first year, and then $15,000 for each placement you do. So that's a total of $34,000 over your 3 years. And basically what's happening is you're pretty much getting paid to study, right? And it's also good because that's how you convince your parents on how to do the course. Now, I see a lot of Asians in the crowd here, and I know a lot of your parents want you to be like doctors and lawyers and crap, yeah? But the thing is, when I told my parents, oh, you get $34,000 for doing this course, they were convinced, all right? So that's one method of getting your parents convinced. All right, the second thing is definitely, obviously, it's not just the money you do it for, but also the work experience. And the work experience, you build not only your technical skills, but also your soft skills along with it. And the variety of work, they don't just give you crappy work. Like, before I started, I thought you just, you go grab coffees for people, you're sitting at the photocopier every day, but it's not like that. You actually get real work to do. When I was at Deloitte, I was able to work at Telstra, and they put me in charge of mapping the processes for the new systems they were putting into Telstra at the time. So basically, I was able to work on the NBN project. And I was quite surprised that they gave me so much responsibility. But pretty much the work they give you, it's all real work. It's the work you do there if you were an actual graduate at the place. I guess the third thing I'd like to talk about is the relationships you build. And so when you're working, right, it's 9 to 5, and you're working with these people every day, and you start to build a network of people. And this network of people is really important once you go out into the workforce. I mean, once you have that network, and you need and you're looking for jobs, for example, these people you can talk to. And basically, amongst our group of friends, of our IBL friends, by the end of the placement, we all ended up getting job offers from these networks of people. And it's not just one job offer we came out with. We came out with like multiple job offers. And so like the tables have turned at the end of your placement. You don't have to go look for jobs. You don't have to apply. It's usually the companies that come asking whether you want to work for them. So I guess that's another really great positive. And I know it's still a long time for you guys, another 4 or 5 years until you have to decide your uni course. But if you're interested, in the IT field, in not only the professional services, but also game design and the more technical side of IT, it's definitely a placement you can look into, and it really sets you up for life. So thank you. I'll pass it on to Chris again.
Thank you, Zilla. And Zilla is right. I did not pay him to say any of that. So thank you so much, Zilla, for saying that. The other thing we wanted to talk to you about very briefly is you've heard from the course directors or staff about the Bachelor of Computer Science and Software Engineering and Information Technology and Systems. I'd just like to talk to you very briefly about the Bachelor of Business Information Systems. And I've got Luke and Daniel who'll be able to tell you a little bit more. With our Faculty of IT, because we are so big, we cover every aspect of IT. And I know you're probably sitting in year 9 or year 10 thinking, what is exactly IT? What part do I want to work in? With Monash, the great thing is if you're dithering around and not really sure, that's fine. We teach you the foundations, and we're very flexible so you can move around. So we've got the very technical end, and we've got the business end as well, which is where the Bachelor of Business Information Systems sits. So if you think you're really great at dealing with people, you love solving business problems, you want to work with big data, which is all the rage now, then that is the kind of degree that you'd be looking at. And I may get Luke and Daniel to just come over and chat to you a little bit about their experience. They're in first year at the moment, and they're in the best position to do that.
Hi everybody, my name's Luke and I went to Ivanhoe Grammar School. To give you a bit of a background, I wasn't a very technical student. I didn't like software programming, computer engineering, but I loved IT and I embraced systems and software. At school I did both IT 3-4s, which are software development and applications, business management and materials technology. So quite a broad range of subjects. The reason I chose BBIS at Monash is because the Bachelor of Business Information Systems covers such a broad range of IT, and it kind of stays away from software engineering and programming, which that's not what I liked. I preferred business, talking to people, interacting with people, kind of like what we're doing now. Monash was a step ahead of the other universities in my view, because they were really helpful with me, and they really pointed me in the right direction of what they could do. Especially their staff, like Chris at the open days, they were really helpful at getting down to details and making me want to come to this university. So, thank you. So far, I've just completed semester 1 and I loved it. You start off doing kind of broad subjects, introduction to programming, business statistics, business stats, and you really learn the back end of major corporations like Telstra and how their systems run. I really like that aspect of the course, and that's why I decided to continue with my BBS degree. Next year, I'll take up my first placement of industry work experience, and from there, I'll get the best experience ever, which is getting into a workplace, getting paid to do it, and it's still part of a uni degree. So a 3-year course, which is what the BBIS currently is actually really only 2 years on campus here at Monash University. The other years spent wandering around major corporations and taking so much more information that you'll learn on a day-to-day basis at uni. Yeah. Unis are very good, they're educational, but it's nothing compared to actually being in a business. Getting paid, yeah, that's good. Forget about the money. Even if you didn't get paid, I would go and shoot away and go to the industry placements because they are amazing, apparently. Yeah. And I totally expect that to happen. If you want to keep going.
Thanks, Luke. I'm Daniel. It's my first year BBIS as well, same as Luke. I went to Flinders College down near Frankston. And originally I loved business and I was looking for a business degree. I was looking everywhere and looking to get into something in that role. I was interested in IT. I did applications in VCE. It was the only IT subject that my school offered. But yeah, I was looking at business courses and I came across business information systems. And I was really interested because I like business and I liked IT. So it's a single degree, but it has both elements of IT and business. And so I applied for it, seeing that I only had to have an ATAR of 80, which is pretty easy. Well, it depends on who you are, but it's fairly easy. And so then I found out about the IBL scholarship part of it, that I could get $34,000 just for free. Anyway, I was eligible for that. So that just blew me away, that you can have $34,000 and get pretty much paid to study what I love, business and IT. And so in the first 6 months of this year, we've done just basic computer programming, which I've really, really enjoyed. All I've done before is a bit of PHP, a bit of HTML, but we got to really delve into Java programming and learn about, all about Java and all the basics of that, which will really set us up. And then next term we learn about databases and lots of different parts of IT and business. So then next year, hopefully I get an IBL placement, and then the year after, because we're in BBIS, we get eligible for 2 placements, whereas the other IT courses only offer 1 placement as far as I know. But because we're in BBIS, Bachelor of Business Information Systems, we can have 2 placements, which is 30,000 instead of 15,000. So I encourage you all to think about this, think about what course you're going to do. What I did, I aimed for a course, I aimed for it from about year 10, and then I did business subjects, I did IT subjects. I really tried to get the ATAR score. So don't just muck around up until the end of year 12 and then choose a course, but really think about what you're going to do. Think about this course. You're getting $34,000 and you get a year of work experience. So, it's incredible. So good luck, guys.
Just quickly to finish up, if you're like us and you're not into deep IT engineering, I suggest you go to the Monash Open Days. There's one probably come out mid-year now. Even if you're in year 9, 10, go to them the year after and year after. You'll pick up more and more and you'll slowly refine what course you want to do at Monash. Might not even be in IT, but you'll slowly be able to refine what you really want to do. And if you're like us, I strongly suggest you do BBIS. It's a great diverse course covering the whole of IT, and it stays away from the deep side of IT, which I'm sure many of you enjoy. Go for it, go do engineering if you love it. But we didn't, and that's why we chose BBIS.
Thank you, Luke. Thank you, Daniel. Guys, now they've given you an insight, and they're far closer to your age than I am, so hopefully you understand what they said a little bit better. I just want to add to all the Indian students in the room as well, who are also being forced to do law and medicine. don't waste your time. And don't tell the faculty of medicine and the faculty of law that I said that. But IT is great. It's a fantastic career. You earn lots of money. You can travel anywhere in the world. There's no accreditation. You can have a fantastic life. So it's something we definitely want you to consider. The four of us are going to be out there to talk to you if you'd like to talk to us. We'd love to talk to you. I just want to end this presentation with one more video to show you what is possible. And thank you so much for listening. I know you're really hungry. I hope you've had a fantastic time at the boot camp this year. And thanks again for listening.
Hi, I'm Tim, and IT at Monash got me here. I'm a technology consultant at Accenture. One of the best parts about working in IT is being able to travel. My job in IT has given me opportunity to travel in India and Malaysia. The part that I love most about my job in IT is being able to help solve our clients' problems as a team. I graduated from Monash in 2010 with a Bachelor of Business Information Systems. So one of the most valuable things I've learned from Monash is being able to gather information and quickly apply it to problems in short time frames. I selected Monash because of the industry experience that you got and also the broad range of skills that you developed. My internship placement led me to receive a large number of offers from a few companies across Australia, but eventually taking a position up at Accenture. A Monash degree in Business Information Systems is the reason I am where I am today.
Thank you.